Going to the theater. How many of us in America love to go to the theater? We love to get a DVD if we're home, or go out to the Cineplex and find out what's playing. Today, movies are just communicating messages left and right. And you know, the term amusement means amuse, not think. So we go in, we don't think, but basically we put ourselves in a situation where a message is being given to us. Now, the thing is, it's a challenge today, especially for parents, because you look and say, is this PG, PG-13, is it R? What is the message being communicated, especially in terms of for young people? If you're a young person, you need to be very discerning. If you're a parent, you also need to be discerning and perceptive. There's movies like Knocked Up, and is there beer in hell, and what's this other one that came out? I think it was called Hangover. And the idea is it's just one big lark. It's a lot of fun. Just have sex and don't worry about no consequences. But when you go to a theater and you see like a marquee and there's all these offerings, you've got to be discerning and say, okay, what is the message that's coming through? Now on TV today, it's the same thing. There's a program that came out recently called Cougar Town. It's about a divorced woman in her 40s and how she's looking for sex and love. And here she is in the opening episode. She doesn't really even know this guy, doesn't even know his name, and yet he knocks on her door. She met him in a club. What's your name? I don't know. And then in the morning she's saying, well, we had sex 3 times. It was one big party. And the message coming through is there's no standards. God does have standards, and that's what's important for us. Do we wait till marriage? Do we just live together, cohabitate? Does it matter? I offer you 3 reasons why we need to wait till marriage and guard our sexual life for the person that we're going to spend our life with. Number 1, we wait till marriage because God commands it. Now, God is not a wet blanket. He's not given standards to, repress us, but he wants us to be catapulted into the fulfillment that he designed for us in the covenant bond of marriage. And so God makes it clear, chastity before marriage, and then fidelity and loyalty in marriage. Second reason we wait till marriage is there's a law of sowing and reaping. What you sow, you reap. Some people say it's karma, whatever. If you sow disobedience to what our Creator designed, then what happens is there's consequences. Now, what are some of those consequences? Well, just take a look back at right now our culture. Sexually transmitted diseases that are rampant, chlamydia, and all of these things, syphilis, they're just on the rise, and people don't know, well, how do we stop it? And well, safe sex and condoms and get this vaccination. But you know what? You can't violate ideal biblical standards and not reap consequences. And so to steer clear of that, we honor what, again, the standards are, which is purity before marriage. So there's a reaping in the present, but there's then also, thirdly, we wait till marriage because there's a reaping in the future. And there's people today that have broken lives, suicide, divorce, destruction. They've never been able to have children, abortions, guilt for the rest of their lives. They sowed disobedience, and then they reaped what they sowed in the future. So we wait till marriage because the Creator, God, commands it. Number 2, we want to reap blessing in the present and not consequences. And then number 3, we want to be careful when we look to the future that we have an abundant life. No matter what the message is coming through, the media, music, theaters, films, whatever it is, let's be discerning and let's make sure that we're aligned with God's standards for our life.